Hello, Stampers. Happy Friday. I hope you are having a great start to the weekend. Oopsie. Tipping things here. Okay, let's see here. Let's make this so it's not crooked. I am still sounding nasally, so you'll have to forgive me of that. All right. So just one or two announcements. My name's Jana Williams. For a few more days, am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have got my January hostess code here. So what I want to tell you is January 31st will be my last day of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So if you'd like to order with me, please actually order from me using this host code by the 30th of January because I will be closing everything up on the 31st. So if you order with me on or before January 30th, use this code and spend $50 before shipping and taxes. I will send you a little thank you gift next month, okay? So make sure you put this code in at checkout though in order to make that happen. So $50 or more and use this code by January 30th. And there is the address to my shopping site. Let's see, was there anything else I wanted to tell you about that? I don't think so. That bee just wants to keep popping up. So I'm just going to let that sit there for a second. The chat is up and running, so please say hello when you come in. Let's chat while I am making my card today. I always like to just see what everybody's up to. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you haven't hit the bell already, hit that bell or touch it, and then you will be notified of my upcoming videos. Even though I'm not going to be doing Stampin' Up, I am going to still be stamping, and I will be doing videos. Okay, so I think that is enough time that everyone should have been able to get that code jotted down. So let me get that out of the way. I've got a super cute little Ladybug Valentine today, and I'm going to show you what I'm using. So I am using this cute Hello Ladybug stamp set. This is in the current mini catalog, which looks like this, or you can find all of these things, well, not all of them, but you can find these things online on my shopping site. I am using something that is retired, but I'm also using this sentiment right here from this set, which is a celebration set, which is going on right now. So when you shop with Stampin' Up! And spend $50 or more, you get to pick a free item during celebration. So not only when you shop and spend that much, what I was talking about earlier with me, by the 30th of this month, I will send you a thank you gift the following month, but then you'll also be able to pick out a free item out of the celebration selections. Okay, so excuse me, using that sentiment. And then I'm using this retired bundle here, the meant to be set, which is a nice Valentine set. So you may have this in your stash already, or if not, and you are just loving it, you can look for it on eBay or somewhere like that. It's a really nice set with hearts and love things and Valentines. And then the dies are really wonderful. These are called Be Mine stitched framelits. And there's 2 sheets worth of dies in here. So it's got these great hearts in like a regular heart shape, and then the more kind of primitive heart shape here, and this big one's got stitching on it. All of these have stitching, and then there's a little rose here and a doodah, and then you also get these. And when you cut this out, you can like make a border that cuts out all those hearts, or you can use this to cut out all these hearts for like shaker cards or whatever. You get a lot of hearts cut out at one time. Plus this nice border. I'm going to be using this today. There's a really pretty scrolly heart die there, and another fun little piece you could use for an edge or border there. And then kind of an eyelet trim that can be cut out. So again, these are retired, but you can look for them on eBay or some other, you know, shopping site, Mercari or something like that. And these are called the Be Mine stitched framelit dies, and there is the information. So you can go looking for that if you need to. And also retired are these little resin hearts. I had these in my stash. I'm going to be using those. And not retired, but in the current catalog are these Dottie Hearts embossing folders. You get both of these embossing folders. And that is the size of them. They're kind of half the size of a normal embossing folder, but I'm going to be using that one right there. And then the Ladybug Builder Punch that goes along with the stamp set. So I'm going to be using that. All right. I also have a piece, one more thing I'll show you. I have a piece of paper from this fun Valentine paper pack that is currently in the mini catalog. It's called Sweet Talk, and they're obviously 12 by 12 papers. And I will just go through these really quick so you can see. These have little lollipops on them. This says the word love in a bunch of different languages. And the back's there. I love this one. It's got all kinds of little candies and lollipops on there. I really like the colors. And then a nice kind of like tie-dye looking or watercolor looking background there. And then this one is the one I'm going to be using today. And it has a very fun stripe on the back. Loving the colors there. I just really like the colors that they put in these papers this time. And that has a nice purple stripe. This one's got the conversation heart box and candies, and then purples and red hearts there. Okay, and again, I'm sorry that I am sounding nasally. Okay, I'm ready to start. Are you ready? All right. So I've got parts and pieces here. I am using Real Red and Basic Black cardstock along with Blushing Bride, which is the pink. And my card base is the Real Red. Okay, and then I've got this patterned paper here. And I'm going to be, remember I said I was going to use that border die right there. And so I'm going to put that here on the edge of this paper, and I like to try to match the scallops as best as I can so they kind of look even at each end, if that makes sense, and then along the bottom. And then I'm just using a little bit of Post-it tape to hold this in place. And my cutting machine is an electric Vagabond. So I'm just going to run this through my machine real quick. Don't go away. I've been having fun this morning making snowman cards for the hashtag Snowman of January. That is soon coming to an end because January is almost over. But if you want to look at all the snowman cards at some point, all you have to do is search that hashtag Snowman of January. So I'm just doing my last bit of card creating for that. Okay, so there we go. There is that cute little border, and it's got that stitching along right above the scallops. And I have cut this to be the same width as my card base, which is 4 1/4. So I've got 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I may end up trimming a little bit off the top. We shall see. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring in my Stamparatus here. And let me just get my other things out of my way over there. And the Ladybug stamp set. And I'm going to use this cutie patootie right here for now. And what I'm going to do is create a border using that ladybug along the bottom. Now when you are using, if you have a Stamparatus or you don't, when you use a Stamparatus, there's a foam piece in here, and when you use the photopolymer stamps, you leave that in. But if you use rubber stamps, you take that out because rubber stamps already have that cushion built in. So I'm just going to line my card with some of the grid here, and I'm going to put that there. And hopefully these won't be too close together to want to snap together. Okay, and then I'm just going to push this up so you can see. All right, there, I think we are good now. So I'm gonna kind of put him in the middle, what looks to be the middle to me of the card to start with. That looks close enough, I think. Okay, and then I'm just going to set the stamp case under that to hold that arm there while I ink this up. I know you can't see what I'm doing, so let me move it over a little bit. There, that's helpful. Okay, so I'm just inking him up. And the reason I'm doing it in my Stamparatus rather than just putting him on a block, or her, is because I want to make sure that I get a good ink coverage on there. A lot of times when there's a lot of solid parts, the ink pools, especially on photopolymer stamps. And you can see there where it's a little, it's not completely covered. So it usually takes about 3 times, I think, what I noticed with my first card. And I just have a whiteboard eraser here to use as my pressure tool. Yeah, I think one more time and we should be good. so cute. Okay, so now let me get my stamp scrubber here. I'm going to clean that off. And I dropped my thing in my ink pad. Okay, so there is that. And then I'm going to reposition this over here and pick it back up. There we go. And we will do that again. So you can find these erasers really super inexpensive. I got mine at our Fred Meyer store, which is, if you don't have a Fred Meyer store, it's like groceries and kind of like a Walmart, you know, where they have a little bit of everything. But anywhere that sells kind of stationery type stuff, you should be able to find one. Okay, and I'm kind of happy with that right there, so I'm just going to stop at 2 this time. And then we will move this over here and do one more. It gets a little bit of his face, her face in there. Oops, still had a little bit of water on it. Well, that should dry. Okay, let me just take a tissue and make sure there's not extra water on there. I didn't think my scrubby was that wet. All right, here we go. All right, there's our cute little ladybug border. I love it. Okay. We're ready for the next step. Okay, now I think I am ready to go ahead and put this on. I didn't want to do this part first because I may want to cut a little bit off the top, which I am going to do. So let me just bring my paper cutter in here. And I'm just barely going to trim a little tiny bit off. I don't need to trim much, like 1/8 of an inch. There we go. And I think that should be plenty. Yeah, cute. Okay. So I'm going to use my liquid Tombow, since this is basically covering most of the card front here. It just gives me that little bit of extra wiggle room to make sure I have it in place right where I want it. I love this stripe on the back. Okay, there we go with that. And Where do I grab to not get glue? That's almost impossible. So I'm just lining it up in the corner and along the edge the best I can here. Uh-oh. What is going on? Sorry about that. All right. Now, hopefully that didn't take enough time that I am in trouble here because I need to line this up a little better. Okay. And my fingers are sticky, so let me just, excuse me. I think my wipe has dried out. So I'm just going to grab a new one. Hi, Todd. My little guy, my little Chihuahua boy Todd came in to see what is going on in here, make sure everything is okay. All right, so there is that. It's looking kind of cute already. Okay, so now then, I showed you those dies, and I'm going to kind of cut one out here to show you how these dies work. So I'm going to use this scalloped one here, and it actually cuts out into 2 pieces. So let me just run it through my machine and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, that took extra long because I was a dummy and I ran it through upside down. Okay, so here is this solid piece, right? And it's like, what happened to the rest of it? Well, it's still in there. I need to poke it out here. So yeah, it cuts out the frame and then the solid piece. And really all I wanted was this border or frame. And this one I will set aside because we don't want to get rid of that. I'm not going to use it on this card, but I certainly might use it on another card. So I will keep that. And then I've already cut it out in red right here because I want the inside piece there, but not the outside piece. So I will keep that. And just in case you are wondering, hey, what would that look like with the red border and the black insert? There you go. That's what it looks like. And then I cut it out in the smaller one, which is this one right here. I cut it out in black, and I also cut it out in this Blushing Bride glimmer or shimmer, whatever they call it, paper, because I want this piece of that, but not this one. So all the extra pieces I just have gathered up and am keeping for another card. Okay, so what I'm doing next is I'm going to take this solid red heart and I'm going to use that Dotty Heart embossing folder. And what I thought was really fun about this is that even though this embossing folder is smaller, my heart still perfectly fits inside of it. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought I would have to do some positioning and run it through twice, but it actually fits right in there perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to run this through my machine real quick. And so there we go. It's glittery from being next to that glitter paper. And let me pull this other one out just so you can look at it. It's this one right here. And this is a really nice one for doing borders or whatever. Or if you wanted to have a whole card front that was this striped pattern, you just keep positioning your paper in it and lining it up to get your whole card front done. Okay, so let's bring this back in. And I'm going to bring my little silicone mat in here. And I'm just going to take my Tombow liquid glue and dot it around on the back of this frame. And I'm not being overly generous with the glue because this glue sticks really well. And if you put too much and it oozes out, you're not going to be a happy camper because it's a pretty sticky glue. But that's what makes it work good. All right. Okay, now let me see here. I want to get it centered as best as I can. And I'm looking here and here is what I'm trying to do. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be pleasing to the eye, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go with that. And then for this adorable heart, I'm going to pop it up. Pop it up. I will be so glad when my nose is happy again and not stuffy all the time. It's really frustrating. It's been too long, well over 10 days, you guys. I am just tired of it. Okay, there we go. And then this is just going to fit inside of here like a puzzle piece. Like so. And then I'm going to be doing the same with these two pieces. All right. So I'm gluing this one down flat. And I'm going to pop up the glittery one. There we go. All right, now I can set that aside because we need to make our little Ladybug. Okay, so I have a piece of the basic black, and here's the ladybug body right there. So I'm just going to position this in there and pop it right on out. And then these are the wings over here, and I've got real red cardstock, and there we go with that. Very easy peasy. Okay, now then, where's my stamp set? Here we go. So you can also stamp those pieces out. If you wanted to stamp them and then punch them out, you can do that. And you can do the same thing. Well, you wouldn't punch this out. You'd have to cut this part out or stamp it. You would stamp him, her, and then you could stamp that one directly on to fit in there if you want. It's just all in how you want to build your ladybug. So I just need the polka dots, and they are right here. And I'm going to use my Memento Black. And there's our little dotty wings. Isn't that adorable? I love it. Okay. So now then, I want these little wings to have a little bit of dimension. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and give it a little bit of a curl there. And I am going to put a dimensional on the back of each wing, but I'm going to put some glue. Let me pull these off so I will be ready. I'm going to put glue right along this part, just like that. Hi, Billy. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Sue. All right. And then I'm going to pop these down. And I'm just going to hold that in place right there for just a few seconds so that that gets stuck right there by the neck. Okay, let me just put a block on it, and I will go to my next step. So I have a little strip here of the Blushing Bride, and here is this Catching Butterfly set again that I showed in the beginning, which is so adorable. This is a red rubber stamp set. I'm going to use the You Make My Heart Happy, and I've already got that mounted up on a block right here. And my Memento Black. And let's see if I can do this. All right. So I am going to just go for it. Nope, that does not look good. No likey. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull it closer to myself so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And we'll try one more time here. Okay, that's not too bad. I will go with that. All right. And one thing I can do while I'm just giving that little ladybug a minute to dry is flag the end of this. Just like that. And I can cut some of this off. I don't know how much I want, so I'm not going to get too carried away. I might have to trim it a little bit more. Okay, so that is glued. So now I need some more dimensionals. And we have 2 layers worth of popping up right there, right? So what I need to do is I am going to, let me see here. If I put them right here, I think I will be okay. Right there. And then I want to make sure I have it stuck onto basically the red heart right there. So there we go. And I'm just going to get that wing looking like I want it. So there's our ladybug there. And then this is going to go in there. And I think I might have cut it off right about where I need it to be. I just don't want it sticking over the edge of my card there. So I think I'm good with that. And now because that's glitter, you have to be careful with what adhesive you use because a lot of adhesives don't stick on glitter. So I'm using glue dots because they seem to stick on glitter pretty good. So I'm just putting 3 of them on there. And that is going to go, yeah, right there. That works. So there is that. And then I have a little more embellishing to do there, but let's do the inside real quick. So I've got a piece of the pink Blushing Bride cardstock and another strip of that heart paper. And I am just going to find my silicone mat here. And I'm going to run this across the bottom like I usually do. Just gives a little bit of decoration to the inside, right? Trim that off. And before I put it inside, I'm going to put my Happy Valentine's Day. So that was from this set that I said is retired, but you can look for it if you'd like. And I'm going to just stamp it in the Memento Black. Okay, and then also from that stamp set is this cute little solid heart. And I'm just going to take my real red ink here. And I am going to ink it up and I'm going to stamp it once. And then I'm going to stamp it again, just like that. So it kind of gives that look of the variegated looking hearts down there. And if you missed the beginning, I was saying that my last day with Stampin' Up! Is going to be the 31st, but you can order with me until then, and I will show my hostess code again. If you use my hostess code and shop and spend at least $50 before shipping and taxes, and do that by the 30th of this month, I will send you a thank you gift next month. And when you spend that much, you'll be also getting a free pick from the Celebration catalog. So win-win. All right. And then I'm just bringing in these little resin hearts. I don't know if these are on the clearance rack still. You could check. They might be. But if not, then you can use whatever you have in your stash. And what I'm looking for was my Take Your Pick tool, which was right here. And I'm going to use the little red ones. These are so cute. There's red and white on there. And I bought extras of these before they were gone because I just love them. So I'm just going to pop 3 of these little hearts right down here in the corner. Just like that. And then I have got some black diamond stickles. And I am going to stickle up these dots, and I will show you what it looks like when it's dried on my sample that I did, because it looks really cute. I love this, these black stickles. They're so pretty. There's all different colors of glitter inside of them. Now you could make this card and not make it a Valentine if that's not your thing. Just use use circles or and some floral paper or whatever, and you could still make the same card. All right, so there it is, still wet, and there. And I'm going to put this somewhere over there so that I don't drop anything into it and mess those up. And here is the dry one, and I'll move it around so you can see the pretty sparkle in those stickles. Okay, and let me bring in that hostess code again. So here it is. You have through the 30th. So not into the 31st, but through the 30th. Use that code, shop and spend at least $50 before shipping and taxes with me at this site. There's a place to put that code when you check out. I will send you a thank you gift the following month, and you'll get a free celebration pick. You might want to choose this cute set, Catching Butterflies. Or maybe you might choose Awesome Otters. Or maybe you might choose Driving By. Isn't that cute? Those are all $50 shopping picks. Let me see if I have any other things sitting over here. Not that one. The Sunshine and Rainbows, I believe, is that I think this is also a celebration item, these papers right here. Lots of paper. And then that coordinates with a die and stamp set that is in the mini. All right. So I'll leave that there. Here's the cute little ladybug card. I hope you like it. Be sure to, thanks Sue, be sure to push that bell and that notifies you when I go live next time. Because like I said in the beginning, even though I won't be doing Stampin' Up, I will be doing videos. I will not quit doing that. So there will still be Stampin' Fun. All right. Have a great weekend, you guys. And I hope you get to do some stamping yourself. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.